Welcome to the first ever edition of Thunder Talk, brought to you by Manhattan Christian College. My name is Jordan White and I'm a sophomore at MCC. During Thunder Talk, we're going to let you know about what's going on at MCC through announcements as well as some cool interviews with some cool people. Today we'll be interviewing one of our professors at MCC, Dr. Dave Henry. Dr. Henry, could you share a little bit about who you are and how you ended up here at MCC?
Yeah, I've been a pastor for about 20 years. In the last 8 or 10 years of that, I started teaching here part-time. And then just during that 8 or 10 years, I just realized that I felt like the thing that God had used me for best in ministry was working with people to help prepare them for ministry. And so about 6 years ago, I switched over here and started teaching full-time.
And what courses are you teaching this semester?
I teach a lot of different things. Mostly I teach Bible and theology courses, so things like Life and Teachings of Jesus, which is a study of the Gospel of Mark. I teach Christian theology courses, different kinds of Christian theology courses. I teach one of our preaching classes.
For those of you that are students right now, I highly encourage you to sign up for Life and Teachings of Jesus. Great class. And what would you say there's something that God is teaching you recently?
You know, probably not an academic thing, just in a life thing, just learning to just work through life transitions. Age-wise where I'm at, kids grown up, we relocated recently, and I think God's just teaching me how to adapt in life and how to be flexible and all those kinds of things.
Yeah, awesome. And this is something that I've noticed here at MCC, especially with all the professors and teachers here, is that you guys just seem to have like this unique kind of bond with each other. Of you guys always talk very highly of each other, especially the differences that maybe some of you guys have. And so I was going to ask you, what is it like to be in those professors, in your offices and just being by each other and having those conversations about everything?
It honestly is really great. It's one of the things I genuinely love about the school is being able to work with people that I admire. And I really do admire the people I work with. I see their ability to teach in different subjects, but beyond that, just the experiences that they have in life, and they're teaching out of their experiences as much as they're teaching out of their education. So the admiration is there for all of us, for one another. And then along with it, we just really like each other too. And so, they're the people that I either would hang out with outside of work, or I do already, spend time with them. And it makes it easy then, because we know a lot about one another, how each other thinks, and what students are being exposed to, and their thinking and their teaching and their experiences with these other professors. And it helps so much then just to build off of that with one another.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest parts about being at MCC too is even last semester being in one of your classes and in one of Chris Paul's classes is like how much you guys knew of what was going on in each other's classes. And so I'd be in like Chris Paul's class and he would be like, hey, have any of you guys learned this in Dave Henry's class? And I'm like, yeah, we just learned that, or different things. And like how even in each class, the other classes blend into each other because you guys like each other so much and it blends in so much. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and I think it works too because some of that's intentional on our parts, just because we want it to fit and make sense and have you guys get the benefit of that and not just these independent classes. But some of it, I think we each have enough similarities in the way we think about faith and God and life and all kinds of things, and some of that just happens too.
Yeah, and this is kind of a question from me particularly as a student here, but what is one thing that you would hope that a student here at MCC, especially that's gone through your classes, but also just in general, that when they walk away from MCC that they know, or maybe tools that they have when they walk away from the school?
Wow. There's a lot of things that I would hope students would get. I think some foundational beliefs about God would be to really understand what Scripture says about how God sees them, how patient God can be. Not to minimize God's strength and judgment and those things like that, but I think we get that part pretty intuitively. And when I see people really come to terms and understand how much they really are loved by God and how patient God is with them in their development, it seems to be something that can really set people free to live really well, to get up when they make mistakes and they crash and burn, to be able to adapt to that and understand it's like, okay, God didn't leave me in that. And he can actually even use that in some way to shape me and form me even more. that would be a huge thing for me. Just as far as faith goes, as far as skill set goes, there's a lot of students here going into paid vocational ministry, and a lot of students aren't. They're doing other jobs and working with the church or serving in different kinds of places. And I think the ability to be adaptable, to be perceptive and see what's needed around you, and just to have those base skills there in life to be able to adapt to whatever they need to do in order to serve the church and serve God.
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest parts about NCC is just that, like you said, there's a very diverse group of people of what they're going into after this. Everyone thinks that when you go to a Christian college or Bible college that everyone's going into, full-time ministry, but like we here at MCC, we have to do a degree program, so a lot of people aren't. So that's a really cool part. And so going into that, what would you say is your favorite part about MCC?
I think it's the answer that everybody gives about MCC. My guess is just the sense of connectedness among people. That community, that camaraderie, and it's not to minimize it. I think that's a tremendously hard thing to find in a lot of places, but that's something that's really intentional here. That there's definitely faculty-student relationships, and there's that distinction, but we all understand that there's something way more than that. That this is also about learning how to walk well in life and in faith, and we can get past a lot of the formality and genuinely have good relationships with one another in the classroom, out of the classroom, students with one another. Just to see all of that is really, really a good thing. I like it. I think that's the thing I enjoy the most.
Manhattan Christian College family and friends, here's what's coming up around here. We have our Thunder Thursday Campus Visit Day is coming up on November 5th. Students who come on a visit and apply will receive a $500 scholarship to MCC. Sign up at mccks.edu/thunderthursdays. Our First Timothy Days is coming up here for our high school seniors on November 13th to 14th. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event for seniors to experience MCC and to interview for our MCC's biggest scholarship. If you know a senior in high school who is a Christian leader, please nominate them for this great event. You can nominate a student at mccks.edu/timothydays. For MCC Athletics, we have our men's soccer senior night this Friday at 6:30 at Annenberg Park against Faith Baptist, where our women's team will also play a game at 5 against Faith before that. This Saturday, both soccer teams travel to Wichita to face Mid-America Christian, and this Saturday, our volleyball team hosts Faith Baptist at 12 and 2 in the Howes Activity Center. Our men's basketball team also kicks off their season this next Tuesday against McPherson College here in Manhattan, and then on Friday at Kansas Wesleyan in Salina, Kansas. And that is it for our MCC Athletics.
Awesome. Well, now we're going to enter into a fun little game here we have for Dr. Henry. Bible quotes. We're going to say a couple verses from different chapters within the Bible. We're going to see if he can guess whether they're New Testament, Old Testament, and if he can hopefully see if he can get the book right. So this should be pretty fun. So first one we have up here is, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God.
Yeah, that would be New Testament.
Yeah, and do you have any guess on what
it's in Romans?
Hey, there we go, 1 for 1.
Okay.
There we go. Now we gotta get to the next one here.
Can we stop at 1,000? We're batting 1,000 right now. Okay. All right.
Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised.
Oh, okay.
Do you have an idea between New Testament and Old Testament?
Yeah, it's Old Testament.
Yeah.
It is Psalm. I can't remember which number.
Well, it was out of Joe, but it might have the same place.
Yeah, I got you.
In Psalms. So the Psalms go everywhere. The Psalms make everything difficult. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law.
Yeah, that would be New Testament, Galatians.
I knew you'd get that one.
Yeah.
I made that one too easy for you. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever.
It's New Testament, and it's either 1st or 2nd Timothy, and I think it's 2nd Timothy.
1 Corinthians.
Oh man, that sounds a lot like Timothy. Sorry.
it was right there. You said the first. I was like, oh my goodness, we made it too easy again. And then this one, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
That'd be Old Testament and Joshua.
Isaiah. Man, well, you're a hunter on the Old Testament and New Testament.
You're
But
killing me, man.
all right, we got one last one here for you. One last one here. This one will be interesting. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble.
Okay, that's Old Testament.
Yeah,
And it's a song.
it is.
But I don't know the number.
Yeah, Psalm 9:9. So there you go. So I think Old Testament, New Testament, you went 100%.
Yeah,
I think
it's not so
I
bad.
think you shot 500 with the
Okay.
books. It looks like or something like that. So hey, not bad.
Yeah.
You know, hey, it's tough.
It's the
you know.
pressure.
There's a lot of
It's
books
the
going in that.
pressure. Yeah,
You know, that
exactly.
big book.
Yeah.
So, all right, Dr. Henry. Now it's time for our final four. We've got 4 quick hitters for you. You got 4 seconds to answer them. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. What did you do on your first date with your wife?
I took her on a business dinner date.
And confidence. What are some of your favorite bands and artists?
Dustin Kinsrew, John Mark McMillan, Joe Bonamassa, Beth Hart, Creedence,
There you go. What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
with my family.
Solid. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, probably some like chocolate almond.
Oh wow, don't hear that all the time. Well, thank you, Dr. Henry. Thank you for being with us today. We appreciate it, and we love having you here at MCC, and so excited to get to see you further on. So,
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you for watching the first ever edition of Thunder Talk. If you or someone you know is interested in attending Manhattan Christian College in person or online, please let us know at admit@mccks.edu. Have a great rest of your day. Become the Thunder, change the world.